Hey guys, it's Miller Lite Jinjo here, the official beer of Maplestory. Here for my reaction. What's funny is Lianne was uploading a video today, and I was uploading a video today, and then I got like a call last night from somebody, older player, and he's like, I really want to know your thoughts. And this is like close to midnight, and I'm like, you know what? We can talk for a bit, talk for like a half hour about this update. Another guy reached out and was like, please make a video. And so it means a lot that actually a couple people care about what I think regarding this game, because I was ready to leave Maplestory behind. But after the classic announcement, I was like, I could probably use this knowledge for some good for my wife's YouTube channel and, you know, just a community overall. So, yeah, got my iced Coca-Cola, the most healthy choice I would drink. But without further ado, let's get started. So I opened a few Reddit posts on old Reddit because it's just nicer to read. We're going to start out with the skill changes. There are two lists you can look at. There's one that's pinned. This one's for the Classic World Demo Fire Poison Mage gameplay. Someone commented, and they have the before and after. The pinned one does not have the before. So I feel like this is just a lot more information to let you know how substantial the changes are. So, okay. First up, we have Nimble Body for Rogue. So Rogue's got a lot of changes, actually. Besides Nimble Body, it has a new max level of 15. That's pretty cool. The accuracy is plus 20, avoidability 20. I think Bandits, now the missing might just be a bug, but I think they're going to lower Bandits' like normal accuracy, because they're going to probably focus on being more warrior-like. So I noticed once we get into the new Thief gear, they give accuracy. So it's interesting. Kenai is now level 15. Attack range for throwing weapons is less now. They're doing this change probably because Assassin and Bowman pretty much had the same range, with Bowman having slightly more range. Now they're like, alright, Hermits they do a ton of damage, we're gonna give them a little shorter range, which is understandable. You want to show Bowman's range off. Basically, Hermit was like the best by far. Bowman and Crossbowman were just absolutely devoured by how good Hermit was. Alright, Disorder, minus 20 weapon attack and weapon defense. Not very good. Let's see. Level 20, enemies weapon attack minus 25. And weapon defense minus 20% for 30 seconds. Percent is so important. This is a great change. Dark Sight. Level 20, disappear for 200 seconds, regular moving speed. Level 20, disappear in the shadows, regular movement speed while active. It is now a toggle. Okay, cool. Cool. Double Stab. Now, Double Stab sucked. You see how like Lucky 7 was 150% times 2? You basically had like 40% more power with Lucky 7. Double Stab sucked. Well, now it's 175%, which is good. You got to walk up to the enemies slowly and stab them. While Lucky 7, you're just tossing, la la la, I'm just tossing stars everywhere, la la la. You know, it was so easy. But now I feel like physical classes should do more damage than range classes. Like, range classes should be close, but it's the fact like you're just so safe with Lucky 7 and high avoidability of our Hermit. So I'm glad to see that Bandit's getting some love. Bandit should have been the DPS of the Thieves, you know? But they totally messed that up. So, welcome change. Absolutely welcome. Let's see. Lucky 7, 150% times 2. 130% times 2. That's a fair change. Lucky 7 was just so strong. Ridiculously strong. So this is a good change. Based on my looking at this, Assassins are probably going to be mid-tier. So probably as good as Archers were. But of course, the game's not even out. We don't know like a ton of stuff. So that's just my prediction. Next up is Bandit. Accuracy plus 20. I'm pretty sure Dagger level 10. That's similar to Mastery. Critical rate with Savage Blow is a huge buff. Why didn't Bandits have crits? You know, they're going in, they're stabbing, you know, they're fighting, and yeah, it was just so weird. Like, I'm going to have some bias because Assassins were just so much better at every step than Bandit. Like, it wasn't even funny. Like, people were like, oh, Bandits or Assassins suck. Someone said till level 160. I'm like, bro, that's a Hermit user. So, awesome. Crit rate. Nimble Recovery. Now, you have 121 skill points in second job and like 61 in first job. So let's just do the math real quick. So you're gonna put 20 here, 40, 60. You might only have 1 point for nimble body, honestly, because I want disorder. I want disorder to stack, you know. And then for 121, we're gonna get like a dagger booster's pretty cool. Haste has been nerfed. Don't really care about that. We're probably gonna get speed on our new gear. Steel has gotten the biggest glow up. So this is kind of like in 3rd job and 4th job, they try to go for more of a combo character with Bandit. So it went from 40% stuns 4 seconds, 130% damage, attacks up to 4 enemies. What planet is this guy on? It must be he must have gotten that from Chaos. No, it did not do that. It didn't even stun for 4 seconds. It was Steel was complete garbage. You were just hitting a mob until it dropped something. The whole thing was about it dropping its ETC item in extra, or early. All right, new. So before, let's say it was 130% damage and hit 1 enemy. Steel chance was 40. So steel chance 40, 100% damage. That's old. This is wrong. We can look up the other skill thing too. New. 90% chance steel, good. Applies 200% damage, nice. On success, plus 35 weapon attack for 30 seconds. Now, I assume weapon attack's gonna be different, but plus 35, if it's the same formula, is insane. That's like, if you stack that with the new Rage as a heart stopper, as my bud said. Also stuns the enemy on success for 1.5 seconds. Very good. So you walk up to a monster, hit him with steel once or twice, and then finish him off with Savage Blow. This gives bandits a chance. If you've seen my videos about my bandit guide, they kill weak monsters at higher levels. Warriors are killing these big, strong monsters. I'm stuck at curse size in my 40s and zombie lupins in my 50s, you know? I don't start killing junior yetis well until like 55, maybe, with decent gear. Okay, so Savage Blow, 80%, 100%. Now, Savage Blow was already pretty good, considering 2nd job. But one that it starts falling off big time in 3rd job when the new skills are introduced. So I think this is going to keep it going. So let's look at this. We have 121 skill points. You're going to put 30 in Savage Blow, 30 in Steel, you're at 60, 80 with Haste, 100 with Dagger Booster, 120 with Dagger Mastery. That's only 1 point left for Nimble Recovery. So the question is, do you take a couple points off of Steel to get Nimble? Well, Nimble Recovery goes up to 20. So the way I'm seeing this is some people are mad like, oh, I can't max all the good skills. Well, I think they're trying to focus on different builds for characters. Kind of like Spearman. Yeah, Dragon Knights have different builds. I think they're trying that with all classes. So I could go for Recovery and I could probably take some points off a Dagger Booster. Like if it's 200 seconds, I'm fine with that. You know, I can press V or whatever your guys' button a couple more times every 10 minutes, you know? So if I wanted Nimble Recovery, maybe I'd take like 10 points off Dagger Booster, that's 150 seconds. To get the full Nimble Recovery, that's what I might do personally. Because if I'm going to recover a lot more HP and save a ton on potions, I don't mind pressing a button every 150 seconds. A minute, 2 minutes and a half, basically. You know? So very cool. I think this is excellent. I'm so happy for Bandit. Alright, Assassin. Claw Mastery, accuracy plus 20, plus 200 stars. Claw Mastery level 10. I don't know what that means. I assume it's just this. Accuracy plus 25, 25% chance to retrieve used throwing stars. So every 4 stars is free. Not bad. So let's say you have 800 divided by 4. That's 200 free stars. Oh, look at that. It's the same number. Critical throw, 50% success rate, critical damage 200%. 15% success rate, critical damage 35%. They most likely changed only to show the increased amount. So this would be 135% using the old system. Okay, so they nerfed that. My cat is jumping on me. Here she is. She's excited. She's excited. You're excited for Maplestory? What the heck? My phone just did like an okay goggle thing, you know? Now, this is probably a really, really good skill right here. I think not enough people are paying attention to this one. Agile Recovery. Boring. Endure, boring. Recovery, 10% HP and MP with 100% when jumping. Can only activate once every 60 seconds. Oh, okay. Once every 30 seconds. Okay. Can you imagine? I thought it'd be like a shorter cooldown. Just sitting there and jumping all day. Just, you're like, oh, I'm low on health. You know, that'd be really stupid. Okay, every 60 seconds. Yeah. They're definitely, they don't want the ass in to be the most meta character of all time. Yzma's trying to get on my keyboard. Hi, Yzma. Alright, come here. You can sit on my lap. Alright, you're going back down. Alright, Claw Booster. Yzma, you use claws. You may want to hear this. 300 seconds instead of 200. Haste, same thing. Drain. Damage 160%, absorbing 45% of the damage. Max absorb is max HP divided by 2 or enemies max HP something. Absorb 20% of damage is HP. Damage 300%. Okay, so pretty similar. Good change. Yeah, they're trying to make the assassin not the top tier character again. I kind of underestimated them because I thought their mobbing was really bad. But according to some hermits, it's not. Alright, archers. Critical shot. So, you know, I went over the builds for like my rogue and my bandit already. I'm not going to do that for every class. I'm going to probably do only ones I'm really interested in. Critical shot. 40% success rate. Critical damage 200%. So I think plus 15% is 115% crit rate. Is that what it is? And then 115% critical damage. I think that's a nerf. But then I think gear is going to give crit percentage and damage. So we'll have to see. Level 15 in critical shot as well. So less levels than that. Amazon's Judgment replaces Blessing of the Amazon. You don't need accuracy. Critical hits have a 100% chance to reduce enemy speed by 35 for 3 seconds. That's pretty good. That's pretty good for a ranged character. I have Amazon. Gives plus 150 range now. Wow. New level. It's new level 15. Okay. Wait, what's assassins? Rogues. New 150 before it was 200. Wait, there's no way that. I don't know. You know what? Bows and crossbows have like a built-in range, don't they? Okay. So interesting. They get more range now. Focus. Accuracy and avoidability. 20 for 300 seconds. New. More accuracy, more avoidability. Okay, so that's a buff. Arrow Blow got a big buff. 310%. It's a 50% increase. Arrow Blow deserves more love. And I think, what was her name? Nemi? I like Nemi. The way she was talking, she seemed passionate about it, and she explained, like, what'd she say? Like, we didn't want just people to do one build. Like, there's just one best build. There's got to be, like, multiple. Like, Arrow Blow. You got the knockback. Double shot, you know? Okay, sorry about that, guys. My computer just frizzed for a second. So anyways, Arrow Blow. She was pointing out that she didn't want to do more than just the one working build. You can do multiple builds, it seems like. That's the interpretation I got from the video. Double Shot. Double Shot has been buffed as well. So Arrow Blow and Double Shot do the same damage. Actually, they did the same damage before. But I think Double Shot, if it overkills, the extra arrow goes and hits something else. So it's Arrow Blow for the knockback, so you can use both. Now it does 310%, and if the knockback is the same on the monsters as it is now, pretty good. But I still think Double Shot's going to be better. I mean, just like, you get 2 hits and then 1 for overkill. Bow Mastery. Avoidability plus 50. Or that's okay. 100% chance to use skills or range attacks on nearby enemies. No bow whacking. Oh, okay, that's what that means. I was looking at another Reddit post that has all the skills, but it only has the new version. It doesn't post anything about old, and that confused me. Okay. Final attack is toggleable. Looks like 25% success rate. Final attack with bow damage is 350. Nice. That's a damage increase right there. Bow booster. Pretty good. Power knockback. You could probably skip that. Damage 200%. Knockback 100%. Oh, knocks back 4 enemies by always crits. Wow. Okay. Soul Arrow, pretty much the same thing. Let's see. Arrow Bomb. Let's see the changes on that. Stunner 60%, damage 150%, hits 6 enemies. Level 30, 60% for 3 seconds. I wonder if that's the same thing. Damage 150%, no, hits 4 enemies. Is that because of the new crits? Is it because it stuns longer? Because I think the stun was already 3 seconds, right, guys? I'm not sure what to make of that. Let's see. I mean, you get more avoidability. Final attack's better. Was that a nerf? I mean, Arrow Bomb was really good, but I don't think it was nerfable. Like, you know. We'll have to see. Crossbowmen. I think crossbowmen are looking better right now. 20% chance to ignore enemies' weapon defense. Dude, that is, especially on higher levels, a ton more damage. So, bow is more of like a pot saver with the 50 avoidability. But crossbowmen, dude, ignoring defense is huge. Final attack, not too interesting. 250 to 350, just like Hunter. Booster. Power knockback, don't care about that. Soul arrow, iron arrow, no change otherwise. So I think it's just to ignore the enemy's weapon defense. And then once you get strafe, it's going to be crazy. Alright, so no train for 777. Thank you so much for posting this. I like this. I think Relecki, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he does, he's the mod for, I think, this Reddit and the Discord. His is great too, but bro, you gotta add the old and the new so we can see what's the changes. Alright, regenerates 1% max MP every 10 seconds. Don't care about that, maybe. Is increased by 20%. Oh, okay. So these two, you probably put some points in this to get this. Magic Guard. Now it's toggle. Okay, cool. Cool. Don't have to repress it. Magic Armor. Plus 25% weapon defense and magic defense. There we go. That's not bad at all. That's going to help out big time for tanking later in the game. Energy Bolt's been buffed by a little bit. Magic Claw. Okay. I mean, I don't know. Energy Bolt, why would you use it unless it's like faster? I didn't see any videos on it, so we'll have to see. I know they're trying to make both good. Alright, Cleric, MP Eater. Higher success rate. Absorbs more of the enemy's max MP. Nice. Teleport's the same. Heal is less now. So maybe you're getting more HP. So that's why they put it at 100%. Because if it's 300% and you're getting a big HP buff, you're doing a ton more damage. So that's probably it. It looked like it was nerfed a little bit, but the range seemed higher. That, or I just did not... I have a Bishop on Royals, so maybe I forgot how heal really works. Invincible. Weapon defense, or weapon damage minus 30% for 300 seconds. New physical damage minus 30%. Basic attack 35.9 elemental damage for 300 seconds. Okay. Certain duration and deals non-elemental magic damage to any monster. Okay, so this is Power Guard but for mages. Oh my gosh. Cool. Bless. This is a party skill. Plus 20 everything. Accuracy plus 20, avoidability plus 20. And HP recovery from items and skills is increased by 10%. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Very interesting, because that... Yeah, it's going to stack with all the healing, like Nimble Recovery, Agile Recovery that just came out. Okay. Holy Arrow. 80. Mastery 60%. 45 times 3. What is that? 135 or something? Let me do math. Oh no, I can't do math, guys. I'm special. I think it's 135. That's pretty cool. Also attacks 3 enemies one time if each enemy dies in 1 hit. Oh, it's also a bombing attack, so you could go Holy Arrow first. You don't have to do heal. Cool, you can do a different build. Right on, I like that. Ice Lightning, similar MP Eater, Meditation. Party's Magic Attack plus 25. I think the old one also buffed the party? No, I don't think it did. Huh. Alright, so cool. Slow. Enemy speed minus 30. I guess it's less MP. I'm not interested in that. Cold Beam. Basic attack 100 to 125. Mastery. Freezes for 3 seconds instead of 2. Okay, that could be pretty useful. And it got a 25% increase in attack. Thunderbolt. Looks like it got nerfed a little bit, but 20% chance to be electrocuted. Might be a stun. That's what we were theorizing last night. So yeah, Ice Lightning, Cold Beams. Because I'm getting it, like, with old Maplestory, it's one build. If you want the most optimal build. Obviously, people I don't want to say most people, but let's say half the population really doesn't care, and they're just going to test out the new skills. Like they're going to put 15 in Cold Beam and like 10 in Thunderbolt. They're just testing the skills out. They're not going to go the most optimal route all the time. So it's cool that you'll get rewarded, you know, for it being a little adventurous. Fire Poison. Now they need a tremendous buff. Like Ice Lightning was a solid A tier, like around Crusader. Very solid. Cleric was the best. I don't know if they're going to be as dominating. It depends how their third job is. Because I think really with third job is when they really shine. MP Eater. Same as the other guys. Meditation. Same as the other guys. Slow. Same. Fire Arrow. 120. Attacks up to 3 enemies. Attack up to 3. What? Fire Arrow did not do that. I think that's a mistype. Let's see. Basic attack 50 on 3 enemies. So that's a buff. 150. Deals 30 basic attack over 3 seconds. Probably same as Holy Arrow, but it burns. Cool. That's useful. That shooting 3 arrows, that's cool. They should have done that originally. Honestly, because like Fire Arrow was horrible. It looked like it was like hitting 1 enemy at a time. Poison Breath. Basic attack is down by 30. Let's see. Let me make sure everything's looking good. Okay. Yep. Explosion, basic attack. Oh, it's got an explosion with it. Cool. So it's actually a buff. Mastery level 75% success rate. Deals 30 basic attack. Okay, poison can kill now instead of leaving at HP at 1. That's huge. That's a big deal. That's a very big deal. So that's looking good for Wizard Fire Poison. Very cool. I won't play it, but it's definitely a buff. Definitely a great change because you can just hit everyone like. Let's see. What's the chance? 75% chance. Hit them once or twice. Move on. Once or twice. Move on. Very cool. Yeah, they're gonna be pretty crazy. All right, Swordsman. This is the most interesting one, in my opinion, for first job. Improved HP recovery. HP regenerates every 10 seconds, and HP recovery from items and skills is increased by 20%. Level 15. That's actually really good. Max HP plus 20%. Okay, cool. Precise strikes, accuracy plus 50, critical rate plus 5%, iron body, weapon defense plus 30%, power strike, and slash blast. So do you see the problem here, guys? You have 61 skill points. You can only max 3 of these. Basically, that's rough. And this is, I was talking last night with my boy, and I'm like, you know, they're trying to encourage separate builds. Or later on, like he was saying, when Dragonite gets Crusher, take all your points on a Power Strike and Slash Blast. Obviously, that's going to cost some good money. And put them into these other skills. But if you, let's say you're free to play or you're only buying cosmetics or like basic stuff, you're not going to be spending hundreds resetting your skill. Because I think the skill, what was it? The skill point reset for first job or something. Third job was like $5 each. And just times that by 20 for one skill. So yeah, if Power Strike got a buff to 300%, Slash Blast got a buff, which is awesome. Iron Body's got a huge buff. Precise Strike, very good if you have accuracy problems. Max HP, still really good. You'll if you don't increase it, you'll have 20% less HP than your fellow warriors. But this can save you a lot of money. I mean, you could probably just put a few points into it to get max HP increase. So how do you build your character? Let's say we're going tankiness. So you got Power Strike, Slash Blast. Let's say 10 Iron Body for 20% weapon defense or 15%. So let's see, you're at 55. You have 6 points left. I guess if you could put a max HP increase, because that's hard. Because originally you could do Power Strike, Slash Blast, and then just enough for maxing this out, right? You get 50, 55, and you put some points in the Iron Body. Well, now you need 5 more levels for max HP increase. So you can't max anything. I'm pretty sure this was like a mistake. I think they're going to fix this. That or they're really thinking like, we're going to sell some SP resets on Swordsmans, which is possible. But it's like, I don't know. You need to max these. I mean, these are your #1 skills. You're going to be using these for a very long time. Spearman till 70 something. Crusader till forever. Till 4th job. Whenever that comes out years from now. And then White Knight's basically the same thing. So, if I was going to build, I'd do Power Strike Slash Blast. And if I'm going to save money... Oh god, because you only have, what, 21 points left? Probably 5 in this one. Max this out, and then 1 point in either Precise Strike or Iron Body, because I want that HP and I want the recovery from items and skills up. So this must be an error on their part, because there's no way you can... You would have to, like, you're missing so many points. Like, you're missing, I don't know, like 30 points to max all these. I know I said before, like, they're encouraging different builds, and they are, but you're not even close to being able to do this, so... I don't know, so your choice is offensive, Power Strike Slash Blast. What you could do is have a weaker Power Strike. Like, you can go in the second job and use your leftover points here. So you could do that. You could skip Final Attack. So let's say you take 30 points out and skip Final Attack. Oops, my bad, guys. So you could skip Final Attack and use 30 points on this to increase Iron Body and Precise Strike. I think you're better off. I mean, Final Attack might be good. Let's take a look. So it gets 100%. It is now an active ability. It has charges that drop off after... So it looks like it's like a combo thing. It's now an active ability. It has charges that drop off after a short duration if not used. So you're hitting them, and then it sounds like you like do a combo. You're like, oh, there's Final Stack. Let me use it. It's a little better than Power Strike and Slash Blast. If you want to go offensive, Final Attack. If you want a more like save money budget build, I would take that 30 points and invest them in whatever you missed here. That's my opinion. Alright, Spearman, avoidability plus 50 is really the only change here instead of accuracy. We're going to have to see how good avoidability is. I play a Chief Bandit. It helps. But at the same time, once you get to the higher level enemies, they have high accuracy on hitting you. Polearm, speed plus 20. Heck yeah. That's awesome. I gotta check what Bandit does again. I gotta remember this. Crit rate 20%. Okay, yeah, it's awesome. So, the mastery for Bandits is awesome, and for Polearm is awesome. Speed plus 20, you're moving from enemy to enemy a lot faster with the Polearm. So, same thing, Iron Will. Isn't Iron Will like the same thing as Iron Body, basically? I forgot. I think this is like a useless skill, wasn't it? I don't remember it. This now has level 30 on it. Weapon defense plus 50. 35% chance to ignore knockbacks for 300 seconds. That could be pretty good. That could be really good for bosses. Especially if it's third job, so that could be pretty useful. Probably not max it, because 300 seconds, you could just, 150 seconds is fine. So, okay, Hyper Body. It's nerfed. We're probably getting higher HP, because they address the issue of HP washing, so 30%, probably not too bad. It makes him a lot less dominant, because Hyper Body was just by far the best warrior skill, in my opinion. So, yeah, alright, Pages. Sword Mastery. You now get accuracy plus 25 instead of 20. Blunt Weapon. You get a 25% chance to stun. Very good for grinding. Very good. There's a typo right here. This guy was probably typing it up real fast. He did a great job on this. So, Blunt Weapon. Stun is pretty good. I don't think status effects will affect bosses. If I was a betting man, if I was going to put $5 down, I think bosses are going to remain the same, where they can't be stunned, they can't be poisoned, you know, all that junk. So, Final Attack's the same thing. Threaten has a 50% chance to reduce enemy attack and defense by 20% for 80 seconds. Enemy accuracy is lowered by 20%. Let's see what they did. If it has a good I think if it gets a better range too. Threaten. Enemy speed minus 35. Not bad. That means like melee classes can kind of snipe them, and range classes are perfectly safe. Weapon attack defense minus 20% for 30 seconds. Yeah, so that's a lot longer than 8. So if you're fighting like Lycans or really strong, like enemy that takes a while to kill, this is a pretty good skill. Or if you're fighting a mob of like strong enemies. Not bad. Power Guard. For 180 seconds, it's double the time now. Return 40% of the physical damage received. Pages look pretty good. If you want to grind mobs, you don't always have to boss. Bossing, probably Sword Mastery. Blunt Weapon. I mean, you're 25% chance to stun. That can help with like the mobs the bosses summon, but like just grinding overall, I think will be a lot easier, and you'll save potions. The axe, we'll get to that in a sec. But yeah, Page is big buff right here. Threaten's looking good. That's a support skill for a party. So yeah, I mean, if you're going defensive, if you're going for swordsman, if you're focusing on defense and HP, Page is your guy. We'll have to see what the third job is. But I'm feeling good about Page. I like their new threaten situation. Very cool. Sword Mastery. Accuracy plus 25. Same thing, just a little more accuracy. Axe Mastery. Before it was actually accuracy plus 20. Now 25% chance to inflict bleed, dealing 30% total damage over 3 seconds. That's pretty good. If it works on bosses, that's crazy. That's awesome. So axes are looking pretty good as well. Imagine hitting a slash blast and inflicting bleed on like 3 guys at once. Really great buff for axe users. Rage plus 12 to 35, very good, and the time it's active almost doubled. Now you got to think about this if there's a new formula they're using. So it could be just like, I'm thinking it's probably, so Rage when it came out I think only had like 10 weapon attack, I want to say. It was different because this is before Big Bang Hidden Street, so everything's like updated before Big Bang. Because they did buff like some of the classes. It depends. I think that's going to be really good, though. 35, even if it's like, oh, it's actually 20 attack in the old formula. I like it. Power Guard. So, yeah, fighters looking good. Disorder skills shown. Very awesome. My favorite's the bandit changes. Crossbowmen, blunt weapon users, axe users are getting loved. I think that's very cool. Assassins are getting nerfed, so not everyone in the world and their mom's going to play Assassin, which they might still, because Assassins are cool. Bandit's my boy. I've always been with Bandit since the beginning, since 2006. So very cool. All right, let's take a look at more stuff. Next up is the new area for Classic World, which is, this has me nervous, because it doesn't look right. It doesn't look like they used like a similar palette. Like, I love the sprite work, like all the little dots, you know? This looks more like, I don't know, painted. It looks weird. Some guy had a 15-minute demo with it. I mean, it looks like Forest of Lean style, kind of. I don't know about it. Because, I mean, it looks cool itself, but now we're like, what if the game comes out and Victoria Island's just almost completely different? They're like, hey guys, you enter Pig Beach. Well, there's a Mega Iron Hog now who's the size of a T-Rex, which sounds cool, but you're not getting the classic experience. Like, my wife hasn't played MapleStory. I want her to be able to have the same feelings and have the same enjoyment I had in classic MapleStory, you know? But if they make it too different, then she's gonna be like, okay, what is this game? You know what I mean? Like, why did Jinjo like this? That lizard's kind of cool. Like Sleepywood vibes, you know? Map looks different. I don't know. I think this opens, it's good itself if this is contained, but it opens the possibility of a lot of changes. So I'm a little nervous. Overall, this is just my biggest concern, is a lot of changes, and the fact that they're leaning towards more, in their little graph they showed where it's like classic and modern, they leaned towards more modern. So they could release the game and be like, hey guys, Looty's coming out, but also we have this bigger area, Looty 2. You know? And totally just undermine Looty coming out. Yeah, so I'm a little nervous about that. Alright, new map location. Let's check this out. Can you guys see this? I'm making sure. Yeah, you guys can see it good. From Sleepywood. The other way is the northern route of Lianne. Okay. Then again, you know, this is like a new game. It's like, I kind of think of this as like Fire Red and Leaf Green, where they're adding the Sevi Islands, which was the least favorite part of the whole thing. Oftentimes I skip it. So I see this as like a Fire Red and Leaf Green remake of the original, where all the moves are different, stats are different, abilities are different. There's so many different things about Fire Red and Leaf Green. It's basically Ruby and Sapphire. Yeah, so Pokemon and MapleStory are very comparable in my mind. I think this is more like a Fire Red and Leaf Green remake instead of like, you know, like Pokemon Yellow. So, alright, let's look at some gear. Yzma's on my lap again. So this is pics of the new gear from the Discord. Remaining enhancements. Alright, we have max HP plus 48. Okay, so you get HP and weapon defense. The weapon defense seems to be pretty much the same. Let me pull up OSM library real quick to check out these quips. East one's on my lap, so I can't place my keyboard anywhere. Let's check out the old Red Sonata. I think it has... There we go. So let's check it out. Dex plus 1, luck plus 2, 33 defense. So it's actually worse. Unless they're making strength, dex, and luck more powerful than they were. Shinkita's gotten a 6 attack increase, I believe. I think Shinkita was originally 62. Critical damage plus 4. I'm not sure what to make of this. I'm hoping they don't go crazy with the scrolls, because in the original one, there's only a handful of scrolls you need. So it's like everyone's using the same scrolls, they're all in the same area hanging out. But if they have like 50 different scrolls on release, like crit damage, crit this, magic, or not magic damage, HP, you know, speed, accuracy on everything, it's just going to be a crazy mess, you know? I like to start out like simple and we progress and get scrolls as we go. So I'm a little nervous we're going to start too fast and complicated. Nimble Wrist Guard is a lot more defense. I think it's like 30 something more defense. Little dex. I think you need less dex requirement. Okay, cool. These are looking like they need less dex. Okay, cool. Yeah, because I gotta stop saying that. Freaking the dex requirement for this, the purple Goni shoes, I think was like 100. Like bandits were like just really held back by the dex requirements. It's kind of crazy. Luck plus 3. I think these stats aren't final. Because the Red Sonata not giving any luck or dex is kind of dumb. But the HP is nice. Luck plus 3, HP. So it's luck plus 2. Oh, Black Napoleon. KPQ. That's not bad. Luck plus 3. So those are interesting equips. Am I a fan of the changes to the equips? I don't know. I think Maple was kind of fine. Like, the formulas was what really needed changing. I kind of like the equips as they were. Because you know the Z-Helm's just going to be the best by far. The HP is kind of nice, though. But it's only plus 48. It's not really a ton. Alright, let's check out the other one. We have Earrings. Magic Defense plus 6. Critical Damage plus 1. I think it's cool that Earrings are getting some sort of stat. Let's see. Let's check out this guy's photos. This is the same guy, I believe. Bandit, getting some misses. He's level 50. So I think bandits are going to have less accuracy, which I'm okay with. You know, you don't have to have perfect accuracy. Heal, 100% recovery rate. Bless, as we mentioned before. Cold Beam. Thunderbolt. I don't know what electrocuted means. Does it say it right here? So you have a chance to be stunned by electrocution. Pretty cool. That's a good support skill as well. Some stats. He had 4-4. Same basic kind of thing. That's an assassin. They're hunting for Mush Mom. Proof of companionship. Hunt something 1 out of 5 King Slime, or hunt 1 King Slime. Alright, cool. So we're just going to go over the Reddit for a bit. Here's the info deep dive I was talking about earlier. It doesn't have the before and after, though, but it's probably more accurate. Like you see, the layout's pretty nice. So definitely check this out on MS Classic World. That's a good subreddit. So let's see. Let's see if we can find anything else. HP washing confirmed to be addressed for launch. Yup, I mentioned that before. That's cool. Plus 50 accuracy at first job. What is this? Big Bang 2? And then, yeah, oh, here's the big one. Closed online test. I'm very disappointed. Because, like, they knew everybody was looking for a release date. Just give a schedule. You know, like, closed beta's here, open beta's here, release date's this. But if I had to guess, release date's probably going to be summer. At least I'm hoping so. Because that's when my summer vacation is. So, those are my thoughts on MapleStory Classic World. You know, just to summarize it, I don't know. It's a lot of changes. I noticed now that my old videos are, I assume they're going to change the drops, guys. based on what I'm seeing. So my old videos may not be as useful. They're going to be more of a historical look at how MapleStory was. This is a whole new, different game. Like, this is Fire Red Leaf Green with even more changes. This is like a ROM hack. Oh, hi, Yzma.
What?
You're excited for MapleStory? Yzma's excited, though. And that's what counts. I'm nervous. I'm excited, but nervous at the same time. And disappointed that there's only a closed beta and that everyone can't get into it. Oh, can I help you? So, yeah, guys. Let me know what you think below. If you have any more information that you could toss my way, say in the comments below or DM me on Discord, you know. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.